Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in again. Today I want to take a look at standing up through the golf shot with a focus on the hand and club position in delivery. If you feel as though you already stay down through the shot, still stay tuned, listen to some of the concepts because they can be really helpful in creating more compression and a better delivery position. So before going into today's topic, if you enjoy this video and if you're enjoying the channel, please remember to hit subscribe. Also, if you ever want some specific help with your own game, go to ianmellorgolf.com and you can contact me through the website. Okay, so standing up through the golf shot, one really common pattern that we see with a number of players and really not helpful for delivery. When you stand up, often moving closer to the ball here, you're losing the space between your body and your arms, and really leads to a position where your rotations have to stop and you have to use your hands a lot through impact. And when you look at the patterns between players that stay down better in contrast to the players that stand up, there's a lot of things that you could pick out. But when I look on the 3D, the hands are one segment that I find move quite drastically different, and there's also just a particular value there that I'm going to share with you that I find is a really intuitive way to improve that delivery position, and the value is the height of the hands. So if I go into my setup position here and we just take a reference in relation to my body where the midline of my hands is, and say it's somewhere around mid-thigh there, with a player that stands up at about this point here in time where the hands are back in front of the trail leg, the hands are actually higher than they are at impact. So I'll show you that down the line. I'll try and get as perpendicular as I can so you can see it clearly. So when a player stands up, the hands are higher than they were at address when they get into this position here, moving into impact. But with a player that stays down better, the hands actually get slightly lower at this same point in time. So I'm referencing, let's just say when the midline of the hands get to the instep of the foot there. So from the top, moving down, they actually get lower, just very slightly, maybe a couple of centimeters lower in this position here, coming into impact. And just being aware of that, be aware of where the hands could be in space, I feel for players is quite an intuitive one. So instead of being like high here, we want to from the top, get the hands nice and low. When the hands are, say, somewhat, just to be very general, well, we don't want to be very general, that's not going to be too helpful, but let's be very specific. When the midline of the hands, almost where the hands join, you are lined up with the instep of your trail foot. Okay, so we want to get them as low as we can there. All right, so then that's actually one of my pre-shot routines that I've actually utilized for years and I didn't really realize what I was doing until I looked at the 3D. But one of the rehearsals I do a lot is to right about here in the golf swing, and I'm checking the face angle, I'm checking the height of the hands, I'm checking the height of the club. I want to be in a position where I feel like I can just turn my chest onto the ball and I'm hitting it more with my body rather than having to manipulate with the hands through the shot. So if you're standing up, use that reference, look using the mirror, make sure you're getting lower, almost feel as though your hands are getting closer to your knee rather than the middle of your thigh. And you can see that while I'm doing that as well, as I mentioned at the start, the standing up often accompanied with thrust of the body. You can see that now, when I do that, I'm not really thrusting so much. I'm actually creating some space between my hands, my arms, my body, and staying down really nicely. Okay, so let's hit a couple doing that. And yeah, I mentioned that I use this one a lot myself. If I haven't been playing a lot, or if I feel like my game's not quite connected with contact, sometimes it's worth just looking at how the club's coming into impact and where it's coming from, and rehearsing on what you would need to do to kind of get it there. Okay, so you can see I've been through the rehearsals there. Just going to try and make a nice smooth backswing and then feel as though I'm getting there in the downswing with my hands in club position. Not my best contact, not bad though. I mean, I'd take it we're dead straight. I feel like I could compress it a little bit better though. Let's have a look there, that feels better. Feels really strong on the trail side, like I can really apply a lot of force into the handle when I get into that position. Yeah, I hit that one a lot better. Okay, and just one additional feel that I partner with that, so this is me specifically, is to be able to rotate through the shot nicely and feel like you're using your body through it. I actually create the incentive by having a nice stretch across the lead side. So while I'm in this position here with my hands lower, and I'm looking back at the face, and I've got a good sense that it's in a nice spot to move into impact. You can see how open my body is. So in this position here where the hands are there, you can see how much length I've already got through my lead side, through my lead leg. And my chest is it feels to me like it's pointed, not at the target, but say at 1 o'clock in relation to the target for me. So although I'm here with my hands are nice and low and the club's in a good position, my body feels like from a rotational standpoint is quite open, so that from there it actually feels like my body's pulling me through the shot. So instead of me feeling like I've actually got to turn through the shot, it feels like I'm getting pulled through. So they for me are two really helpful feels if I want to compress the ball better. And when I'm doing it, I feel as though I'm actually much lower to the ground. Okay, I also feel as when I do this, if I was stood too far away and then I go to do that rehearsal, I feel as though I would hit quite inside the ball. So it makes you kind of double check the distance you stand from the ball as well. Let's hit one more. Rehearse into that position, and now I'm feeling that a really nice stretch there from the rib cage, feeling like it's going to pull me through the shot. Yeah, hit that one even better than the last two. Okay, so if you're standing up, obviously one, feeling as though you're staying down longer is helpful, but try the hand feel and then partner the lower hands with feeling like you're getting pulled through with the rotation of your body there. And you can see even there, I've got the lead hand out on the club there. That's a feel you could use there, feeling like as though the right hand is just above the right knee. And from down the line doing that, you see that, like in that nice stretch against the club there. Yeah, that's what we're looking for there, as opposed to this move here. So a couple of different ways to go about it there. Hopefully you'll find something to help you with your game.